for my yawns to stay awake.
Just listen to some intense music.
Testes. Yeah. That's why
Speaking of people whose
before you joined call, I was
destinies
screaming.
are in our hands, we currently have ourselves a senator who cannot cast any magic.
Yep.
Where's Lark?
He must be here. Therefore, we ping him.
Yeah, I feel like given his connection to her sister, he's probably one of the more prominent people needed for this interrogation / rescue. That said, I mean,
No, he did. Yeah, he said that he was the last person who said that he was good to go.
still, like, regardless of what the outcome of our conversation, we still have the upper hand in terms of, like, if we didn't show up, she probably would have been taken to the enemy camp by force.
I mean, we just barely, were able to stop her from getting taken. That's entirely because of Shu's pinning shot.
Yep.
I'm unsure if I would have been able to get to the portal in time to stop it.
I don't think any of us could have stopped it on our own.
You could have
I
gone
think it
through the
was-
portal and then
Mm. Well, I guess we'll say that his character took off back to home base. So, hello everybody. Yeah, he's. Oh yeah, Kaz. Kaz got magically healed, but he still has a critical wound. 2 fatigue points, I think. So that'll be fun. It was. Yes, dead. The 6th one. Right, yeah. Yeah. Let's see here. Alright. Mm. Right. Or there's probably some crazy ability out there. I don't know who wrote this game. Alright. Well, welcome back, Season 2, Episode 2. And we have the usual players, just missing one. We got Drakenburn as Arthur. And Furo is playing Takeshi. And Shu is playing Kaz. We're going to jump right in. Bust out this handout here for you guys. The streets were filled with fighting, and it spilled out into the road outside of Senator Vilnari's estate. She was being carried off by a group of Molfine soldiers and Denite warriors. The party was able to stop them from taking her back through some kind of portal. The only one of the enemies to escape appeared to be a Molfine who wore spiked pauldrons and dark armor, but it was hard to see in all the commotion. One of the soldiers was captured by the group, and as he lay in the street unconscious, the party stands with Senator Vilnari still in the street. She seems grateful for their rescue, but they're still leaving her bound by the Valkyrian manacles for the time being. They want to question her and find out what is going on. The unconscious soldier lays in the street surrounded by dead Molfine and Denites, and just down the road it appears as though some soldiers might be coming towards their location, carrying weapons, torches, lanterns. It appears perhaps a mob is starting to gather. Yeah, move you guys over to this scene. This is just, we're just gonna take right back up where we left off. Like, you guys are there in the streets, kind of near her estate, you know. Um, yeah, and Let's see here. She turns to you guys and says, "Well, I told you I'd pay you. You men are from the mercenary guild down the road, right? The House of Blades?" Yeah. She starts to look a little worried. Do you have any like intimidation or anything like that, or um, go ahead and do a. I'll actually let you roll. Uh, actually, strength or body, or charisma. Okay, he's flexing. Mm. That's why I think the body check is relevant, and her willpower is. Oh, she's connected to the wrong sheet. Awesome. She still she nods and she's like uh doesn't uh doesn't try to like doesn't try to like resist at all. She just nods and looks at the guy in the street, and you pretty much, Arthur, standing there flexing with your weapon still in your hand. She's leaving. She starts to lead you guys towards the estate. Yeah. Lark. You know what, Lark? Yeah, he's gonna disappear. He is an alchemist, but no, he hasn't. I've actually reached out to him just recently to be like, hey, I can help point you in the right direction if We'll see what he says. I've let him know he's awesome. He's well needed. She says, of course. She says, actually, as she kind of like comes into this chamber that's lit, by the fireplace, and it's a very comfortable looking chamber and everything. But you do see a couple of slain guards laying in the hallway, and you notice there's like this strange burn mark, a dark mark in the carpet and the wood near the fireplace. Um, she like she kind of walks past the guards, the two dead guards, and then she like seems interested in the burn mark on the floor, and she turns back to answer your questions and says, she says, it appears someone wants me dead. She looks towards you and says, it's possible there are other enemies that I have in the Senate. Yeah, she turns to you guys and like a worried look on her face more than anything. She says, there's two, actually, she says there's a senator that has been plotting against me for some time. His name is, actually, hold on just a minute. You guys have heard the name before, Senator Decius. Yeah, that is the one that you talked to. You were hired by. What does everybody do when she says Delnari or Decius? She says, I'm being completely honest with you. And, yeah, I'm gonna... Um, you do notice, like, when she says that, like, uh, she's very good at least her face, is she looks very innocent and yeah, right. She says, she says, I know what they say about me, that I whisper things into the Lord's ear. She says that I do not know the answer to. I don't know why they wanted to take me prisoner. And then she says, perhaps it's because of the rumor. There's many people who think that I'm on the side of the Denites. But she seems a little surprised. She she says, I really do have no idea why these people wanted me. Perhaps something I have? Perhaps something they want me to do? I'm unsure. Um, the look on her face, I mean, you can make a detect lies if you have that, or just yeah, yeah, right. She says, all that I know was I was here, reading, when that portal opened up, and they came in, killed my guards, and took me captive. She points. She says, here. This shouldn't be possible because there are protections against it. There's wards up that, that protect the city from any type of teleportation inside or outside of the city. Says they've been set up for years, at least over 100. She says, indeed. She says, are you asking her if she would like to have your services? She says, well, I did say that I would pay you, and I will. If if I could use your services again, you're obviously capable fighters. Perhaps we could figure out this mystery together. She said, "Where to begin? About the war?" She says, "Oh, well, Odysseus is a snake. We haven't gotten along for several months now. He's oh, General Horus. They said the name General Horus. That he was the one that would be wanting to speak with me." As she like barely just remembers this, she says, "Anyway, Decius, Decius has been making certain plans lately, or trying to pass them in the Senate. And every one I have disagreed with. Yes, he did, actually. Yeah, she starts to like look out the window, like she's just kind of dumbfounded and waking up from, a dream or something. She says it's probably him spreading lies about me all along. He even has my sister against me. She says, "I do know of Gale. Yes. He was a good mage. He studied and taught at the Thaumaturgical Institute for several years. He was let go, though, for suspicion of necromancy." I don't know much about his teacher, though. I think his master came from the east. Perhaps after I knew him. She kind of raises an eyebrow and says, "No, I don't. I didn't know him that well, though. We spoke from time to time while in school at the Institute, but I was never really friends with him." Yeah, she seems like she seems anyway, surprisingly dumb about uh, all of the things and the information that you guys have been bringing to light to her. And cool. No, before she answers that, anybody can roll uh, either charisma or perception if you want to like be doing the same thing, like looking for any signs of while she's speaking. She says, "Well, I'm just glad to have you on my side." She starts to tell you, excuse me. She starts to tell you what she knows. Yeah, I need a drink here. Yeah, she starts to tell you what she knows about him. Malikos, specifically, is a very secretive associate of his that she doesn't know much about at all. But he did start to show up at Senate meetings and things when they would have them, at the council. Um, which that was like a little over a year ago, she says. Um, she says, I first heard it from my sister, and it was possibly maybe 6, 7 months ago, where she came and said that I needed to straighten up, that people were beginning to talk, and all right, what was the last roll? You guys start to hear a door in another room. like slam open, and you hear "Senator." It sounds like someone's coming. She looks to the door. She's still bound by the Valkyrium. Um, and then the door kind of busts open. You do have a minute to do something if you want to at all. But the door busts open and a soldier comes in. Soldier's wearing plate armor, uh, a holy symbol on his chest, and then there's an older man behind him. Uh, and they both have weapons brandished. Like, you guys, yeah, you do have a second to prepare, like, if you wanted to, like, do something. Okay. Anybody else do anything else? Okay. Cool. Door busts open. Yeah, Templar and Elric come in. She says, Elric. She says, it is all right. I'm fine. A few of my guards are not, though. Perhaps you could check on the rest of my servants in the house. And he's like, "Hi, my lady," and he like looks towards you all. So does the Templar, and she says these men here rescued me. He says, "Aye, well, you have my thanks then." It was funny. It was funny clicking on your tokens and seeing Kaz's vision, and then like seeing y'all's vision. I lo- I love playing humans. I don't know what it is, but I like it. Yeah. She says Decius wasn't always an asshole. To be honest, um, I didn't always dislike him. We never saw eye to eye or anything, but it wasn't until a few years ago that he really started to change and just kind of bring insane things to the Senate, strange laws that were demeaning for the populace. If anything, anyone was whispering into the Lord's ear, it would be him. And again, she just seems all very like she's telling the truth about all this stuff to you guys. Or or Lark. Lark was good at that, wasn't he? Could everybody roll their glory? Uh, yeah. Oh, if you're looking at the macro buttons up at the top, yeah, it's glory up there. Or if you go into the sheet under reputation. Ah, awesome. She says, she says, I would love to go with you, but aren't you wanted men? And she like points towards Takeshi, like specifically. I mean, he's got a wanted poster right behind his face on his token. Oh, you were there at the mage's meeting. That was you. She says, I was in the tower that night. I was there, but not on the same floor. She says, many things are falling into place now. Um, where is it you are hiding out? Hmm. She says, I would like to come with you to my sister's. She'll be at the tower, I suppose. She says, in the cuffs. She says, all right. She says, oh, yes, they are. Alright. As you guys take off back down the streets, are you guys going to take the alleyways or the sewers? Okay. She says, I understand. Ah, it stinks in this bag. Alright, you guys start to head out. Alright, side streets or down into the sewers? Oh, you guys are going to the tower. Oh, what about the uh the captive? Okay, Izuzu does that. Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys, when you were starting to leave back into the hallway, you run back into those two, um, and she lets them know where you're going, or not exactly where you're going, but yeah, and they immediately, uh, the older bald guy, he like looks super suspicious right when you walk out, and he's like, my lady, I do not think this is such a great idea. What is going on here? these wanted men have it all under control. Okay, right here, I think, does somebody have any charisma they could pitch out? Elric. Elric gets the 4. He sighs and he says, watch her carefully. He says, well, you seem capable enough. That's a nice blade. Alright, you guys start to head out. Let's see here. Isuzu takes off. He's had a good night of drinking. Dude, that's funny as hell. I didn't even know. Like he's fatigued. Oh my god, that's so funny. Exactly, yeah. Yeah. I love that. That is great. Yes, who wants to roll? The D100. All right. Right. Who's going to be carrying the prisoner? All right. You guys end up leaving the place, and you do notice when you get into the streets, outside is like the place where you guys had fought those guys is just kind of crowded with people from the guild and just a mob of people like looking at the bodies and stuff. So you guys end up going a different route out of the place into the street. It doesn't take very long though after leaving. Um, you guys are heading down the street, and what kind of formation would you be walking in? Kind of scouting. One problem, though, would be the Malfian Templar, the prisoner. Did you guys want him to be taken back? Who wants to carry this guy? This guy's pretty heavy. Might have to keep the Scald with you guys just to carry this dude. Oh, well, if Kaz and Takeshi. If Kaz is gonna scout, though, I would say two people can definitely do it. But if you could do that, I mean, there's carts. There's carts in places. That is definitely possible. All right. You guys snag a cart and throw the Malfine in there, and then Takeshi's dragging the cart. And then we'll have Kaz kind of scouting up front. All right. All right, excellent. As you guys are moving down the street, Kaz, go ahead and make a perception check. Down the dark alleys. 12. Check this real quick. Okay. The streets aren't very populated at night. The curfew is in effect. The streets are lit by lanterns every once in a while, staggered as before. You start to move through and again, this isn't very long after leaving the estate. You start to head back towards the lower income area, towards the slums. So there's damaged buildings and things in disrepair. As you're making your way down the street, Kaz, I imagine you're kind of sticking to the shadows a bit, right? All right. Go ahead and make a concealment check as well. Don't worry about stealth yet, just concealment. Takeshi's pulling the cart. The senator's wearing a bag. And Arthur is walking next to the senator. 13 on concealment. I'm going to make a roll real quick. Oh, okay. All right. Kaz, as you're moving into the shadows, you guys are coming up into an intersection. The way towards the tower is just to keep going straight through this intersection. You do notice the sound of like someone walking with armor on, and actually a few people moving, shuffling in the in the street. You also notice someone on the other side of the alley moving. It seems like a couple people were walking through that alley as well. And then you notice they're getting closer. You're like right at the edge of the building. You could kind of peek around if you wanted to see who it is, or you could remain hidden. Yeah, definitely. Just go ahead and do a climbing skill check, and then observation. Climbing, no problem, up like a ninja. And then observation 8. For some reason, too many things are in the way to get there's like this garden of overhang and stuff as you get closer to the edge. But you do start to notice it looks like maybe 3 or 4 soldiers. One of them is a Molfine, and they seem to be like hunting the alleyway here. What do you do? That would probably be pretty long. I would more out of combat type thing. Try to create a distraction. Correct. Yeah. You see the intersection up ahead and everything, and you guys are passing in front of a lantern at the time. And then you guys can make perception checks as well, actually, though, because if you do notice Kaz, you would notice him. You'd have to make a 13 or higher on the perception, but you'd notice him like climb up a wall and then start look. Oh man. Hey. Does that give you +1, right? Awesome. So you do. All right, cool. You start to uncuff. You do the cover up the morphine. I'm figuring, yeah, there's probably that would. Okay, awesome. All right. All right, and you're gonna try to distract them, Kaz? All right. Do you want to try to mm, let's see. Do you have the ability? You No, that's an assassin ability. Go ahead and make another concealment check. I know the assassin has a cool ability that helps people do that. All right, these two, when you do that, these two like stop and start to look that way. It looks like let me see what you guys can see here. Yeah, do you see the names of them on your characters? Can you see the names of the tokens? Cool. All right. Yeah, you do notice that the Morphine and Hawk and the Denite Warlock, it's basically a Morphine with a Mohawk. The Denite Warlock um, which is the dark-skinned human, basically. He has a hood on right now, and he also has a staff in his hand. They look towards the direction of the pot and stuff, and they start to move back up to the north and head that way. You do notice the two from the south, the southern direction, Mole Warrior and Mole Knight. They're looking around, and then they look towards the cart uh, that's out in the street. Okay. Yeah, she seems like super nervous and everything, but you got her bonds off, right? Hmm. They go over and they start to look at the cart in the street. You're gonna start a fire, tossing out the bedroll. Okay. All right. And you're gonna toss it into the both of them rolled rolled straight fumbles. So the bedroll, go ahead and make a d20 throwing check. Target number 10. Yeah. If you have the throwing skill, you don't have to take a negative. Oh, boom. It lands in the cart. You're trying to set the cart on fire? They both they don't seem to know where it came from. They jump back like, whoa, and they start to look around. They have no idea where it came from and stuff. Um, um, Takeshi and Arthur also make another perception check. Nice. Yes. Oh, nice. And she is not human, which is another good point. She's like looking around all nervously as you guys are like looking down the alleyway towards the fire, you know. She like taps Takeshi and Arthur on the shoulders, and she says, "Shit, someone's coming," and points down this way. I'll point the arrow here. If you guys can see that, yeah, points down the street there, and she says, "Someone's coming." You notice the sounds of an incantation being chanted. A light, magical light, kind of emanates from the area over there. She says he's conjuring something in the street. Yeah, you notice in like out of this mist, the Denite is conjuring like two fears come out. These basically like uh, incorporeal beings. He seems to be using like a scroll to summon these things. The scroll kind of bursts in flames and dissipates, and these creatures come out of like the very smoke. Um, yeah, you do kind of seem outnumbered here, anyway. But so yeah. Okay, I like this. I got it set up now. All right. Um, that is possible. Let's do this. Let's everybody roll the initiative, and we'll play it out in turn order. Yet, not yet. I mean, unless something goes wrong. But yeah. Just turn order. Oh, I clicked on Takeshi on accident. I meant to click on Velnari. Alright, here we go. No bonuses. Alright, descending. Right? Oh yeah. She's she's a good 80 pounds. Alright, let's see here. Arthur goes first. What is Arthur gonna do? Uh, is Takeshi on there? Oh, okay. We'll add him on there. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Takeshi, what are you gonna do? There we go. Arthur has 1 tally, and Takeshi has 2 tallies. And you're moving down there with her? Okay. And this, yeah, and this will be normal movement, really, because y'all are trying to be stealthy, right? Um, all right, go ahead and do concealment. Um, yeah, let's do stealth and concealment, actually. If you don't have concealment, it'll default to perception. And the only unfortunate thing is that the fears would possibly be able to see you moving across the street with their astral eyes. Yeah, because the others, the Denites are humans. And you guys are moving through darkness over there, I believe. Nice. Nice, nice. All right. Uh, I'm gonna give it a negative from distance. Yeah. Let me check the fear's perception real quick. 16 hexes. Damn it. One hex. Too close. Okay. Well, Takeshi moves across the street with the senator. Kind of, you're carrying her, right? Like over the shoulder or something? Or just kind of like by the hand or whatever. Alright. Yeah, and as you're running over there, the fear, the first one kind of hisses and, and starts to look in that direction. Correct. So you move over, and you notice, the thing like sees you. You're pretty sure it saw you when you get over towards the building. Um, do you want to take any actions, or what would you like to do when you get there? Do you want to spend an action trying to identify it, or gain some information from it? Can you guys still hear the music right now? Okay. All right. You turn around and launch the shock orb at it. And none of them notice him yet. The first one just like blasts into the street or misses, Do you want to use your two tallies to add to the plus to hit, or do you want to aim or concentrate for one action maybe? Okay, cool. Cool. So in the modifier, if you want to do that, you could put like D4 plus 2 or whatever you want to add. And these creatures are incorporeal, so I don't think you guys have fought an incorporeal creature yet. Ah. Um. mm, If you have the thaumaturgy skill, I'll tell you. You can make an intelligence check. Target number 8. 7. You can't remember or not as you go to cast the next spell. Yeah. Yeah, shock orb's good stuff. Can't go wrong with a shock orb. Alright, it's 8. Oh man. Not 1 on the 20, but let's see. Hell yeah. Okay, dodge. Incorporeal. Alright, that one flies through. Yeah. Alright, it flies next to it, smashes the thing into the wall. Is that it for Takeshi? Alright. Arthur, what would you like? Yeah, we're gonna say no. We'll say you're still in the alley. You know what I mean? Like you haven't run across the street yet. Okay. Okay. That will require the stealth and concealment. Because you'd be trying to sneak up on them, and they'd be able to see you coming. Let's see. We'll say 35% chance. Go ahead, you can roll. Going for the sneak. And you'd only be able to move like 5 or something like that if you were sneaking. Okay. Okay. That would also be, yeah. Yeah, you could call, yeah, like Overwatch on that alleyway right there. All right. Unfortunately, that would be concealment to hide. Stealth is sneaking, being quiet. Yeah, concealment is hiding anything. Another skill you gotta up. Let me see something here. Let's see. No, nothing super, nothing super cool to hide behind to give you any bonuses, really. There's a little bit of trash in there, but nothing like a dumpster or anything. There's a couple. There's a couple of carts. Could give you a bonus. Yeah, or not carts. Stealth is for just being quiet in general, and then concealment is for hiding anything. Sometimes if you're in a situation where the guy's like facing totally different situation, there's no way he can like see you. He's not looking in your direction, or maybe he's, you know what I mean, blindfolded or blind or whatever. Um, you don't have to worry about concealment. Sometimes you don't even have to worry about stealth. Like if there's a lot of noise going on, then you wouldn't have to worry about rolling stealth. Charging them. If you're just moving your full movement, there's no actions. Let's see. Okay, cool. Nice. Are you trying to run past the Denite captain? I hate to say this, he'd get a swing at you though. Okay. He's gonna try to like cut at you. He just sees you like coming out of the darkness. He still seems kind of like befuddled, at what's going on. The fears looking down there, and then two glowing orbs go flying. So he doesn't have like a lot of time to like react, but look up and quick blade, So, but then you come running, out of the dark. He tries to. Did you see something about the buttons too? Oh no, don't worry about it. It was an unarmed attack. Um, he tried to like clothesline you and everything. You just shove him back. Nice.